Hi, I'm Dea.
Hi, I'm Reece. And we are literally dead. Here with a Fright Bite.
It's on Scary Movie
2026.
And it's a spoiler-free review, so if you've not seen it, go watch it.
But we try very much not to spoil any films that are currently showing because we always encourage people to go see them for themselves.
Save the cinema. And Scary Movie, for me, was very much anticipated because I love the first two Scary Movies so much. And I even have a little nostalgia for the ones that came after that.
Yeah.
Even though they're not nearly as good.
Same. Love Scary Movie. It means a lot.
And the marketing for this movie was brilliant. Like, if anything, this movie had great PR.
It did. I just like Anna Faris recreating the cat fight from Scary Movie 2 with the drag queen.
Help! My pussy's gone crazy!
Love it.
One of the best lines in the franchise.
Mm-hmm.
I want to start with the good.
Okay.
I thought it looked good. Like, the camera work was very good. I thought the new cast, the younger versions of everybody, was good. Like, they were not bad actors at all.
Yeah. Although their characters were, in my opinion, sometimes fun, but there was too much of them.
Yeah. I had a couple good laughs, but that leads into my next point. I didn't expect it to be good, but I expected it to be funny.
Mm-hmm. Or fun.
Yeah. And the majority of this movie I didn't find very funny at all.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, so I skipped a lot of reviews for this movie before I watched it. But there was one I watched, and it was like a white millennial guy. And he was telling me it wasn't funny. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to trust a millennial with humour, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, well, I think it's going to be good regardless. And it wasn't. He was right.
Yeah, it felt... And it's not just badly written jokes. It was very obvious issues. On multiple occasions, they tried to recreate iconic moments and scenes from the previous films, especially the first two, the most famous.
Yeah.
And there's like one or two moments where it's quite enjoyable, but there's others where it feels so forced and it falls completely flat. And it's like you literally had gold in what you did in the first film. You could have just done the exact same scene and we would have found it more fun than what you're doing now.
You had the blueprint. You made the blueprint.
And this isn't a spoiler for this film, it's a spoiler for every film, but if you know the first Scary Movie and you know the scene where Brenda is in the cinema and she gets attacked by everyone, they try to recreate a very similar scene, but it doesn't feel justified.
No, it
in
doesn't.
the Brenda film, we not only do we understand that she's behaving in a way that would piss people off, but also we're loving the way she's behaving because it's hilarious. So we both align ourselves with her, but then also understand why everyone is mad at her
because she's being annoying. But the one that the scene you're talking about, like, the character's not being, like, maybe not to our standards because we're very much Gen Z, but like to their standard, they thought that was annoying enough to warrant all that
the
stuff.
first one, maybe the first one who attacks them, but it's everyone who comes subsequently that didn't even have a reason to. The second one maybe had a reason, not one that felt valid, but he said a reason, but then it just ends up being everyone. It's like, but why? That
leads into the next bit, because the thing is the thing that happens in that scene, it's a kind of like the character is too woke, and so everything that anybody says is like, actually that's racist, actually that's transphobic, that's toxic masculinity. And when you trap yourself in this kind of loop of jokes, which they do, because this isn't limited to one scene, this is the whole film, where all, like, a lot of the jokes that these, like, younger Gen Z kind of characters are supposed to be saying is like, I'm actually this, and you're wrong, and you're toxic, and I'm woke and you're not. And it's like they just keep going, and it's like I expected there to be one or two, like obviously there was the non-binary one in the trailer, but like it's the whole fucking movie. If it wasn't funny the first time, it's not going to be funny the 15th time.
The joke gets old. I mean, I really appreciate them. This isn't a spoiler, but I really appreciate them having a trans male character.
Oh yeah.
Because, you know, it's just like really boring that trans women have just been the butt of every trans joke. So it's kind of fun. It's like, oh, we're doing trans man jokes.
Yeah.
At least they're acknowledging they exist.
Yeah.
Jesus. But it was like, oh, kind of one or two funny. And then it was like, oh, okay, we're kind of doing the same joke again.
Yeah, and I get the marketing was like, it's coming for everyone, but it's like, okay, but like, you're not coming for everyone in different ways. You're just doing the same shit.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like, I don't care about being offended. I mean, I never once complained about the transphobic character in Scary Movie 1. Coach She-Male, whatever the hell.
Coach Man.
Coach Man, there you go.
Her name was Miss Man.
Miss Man, that was it. That's what I was thinking, She-Male. It was Miss Man. I never complained about that. Other issues there, probably. But there were at least moments that felt like it served the scenes.
Yeah.
And jokes that made sense. Like, even if some may be offended by it, it was at least a joke that made sense what the funny was. But this isn't even, like, offensive. It's not inappropriate. It's just not a good joke.
Well, I do think that, like, the creators of the film, thank God they got their franchise back. Like, I'm so happy for them in that aspect. But I think they really underestimated their core audience, if that makes sense. Because, like, yes, we like to joke online that millennials and Gen Z are so different, but we're actually not, you know? A lot of us know the same references. Both millennials and Gen Z grew up watching Scary Movie and Scary Movie 2. Like, it's not just people born in the 90s. And so I think they really aim for the older people in terms of their jokes and things like that. When we went to the cinema, it was a lot of people that was our age that was there.
Yeah.
And a lot of the hype online were people our age.
Yeah.
And so I guess I think it was like they tried something and they missed, you know?
We spoke about this before watching this film, but we sort of compared the first two films to 3 and 4 and 5, which obviously were under different control. And we spoke extensively about what we felt the big difference was that caused a drop in quality.
Yeah.
And it's a few things. But one of the main issues was sort of lacking of a strong central narrative, or feeling as if it was completely losing touch with horror and just throwing any kind of film in there. I mean, by the time you're getting to like 4 and even 5, but especially 4, it feels like epic movie.
Yeah.
It feels like it's just
reference.
Yeah, you forget it's a horror.
Yeah.
You know? And this film kind of fell a little bit into that. The first 2 films with the Wayans brothers are so narrative and so fun. Especially the second. It feels like you're watching a horror film, but something's off.
Yeah.
It's like, wait, what's going on? Whereas with 6, as we'll refer to it, 2026, Scary Movie, it just feels like a bunch of sketches kind of shoved together.
Yeah.
And kept calling them side missions, but it was just a bunch of random gags that they thought were funny that didn't serve the main plot at all, if there even was a main plot.
But that's because if you look at the main plot of the film, it's beat for beat almost. I know there's like this bit on the train and stuff, which is from the one after, but it's beat for beat the first new Scream, the one with Melissa Barrera and
Jenna Ortega.
Sorry,
it took me a second. I was trying to remember.
Like, it's beat for beat the first new Scream with Jenna Ortega and Melissa Barrera, with a few sprinkled in from the one after that. And then all of these gags that you're talking about, like the ones that don't fit into the plot, they just shoved in there.
Yeah, and because the whole point of like the earlier films of what made it good was finding ways to use those references to find different ways to get to the same conclusions in the narrative.
Yeah.
Pick your main narrative and then find ways to use those references to find your way to the same conclusions in the narrative.
Yeah, because we were just watching Scary Movie 2 after we came home when we were eating dinner, and it was like, oh look, the scene follows her driving to the house, coming into the house, going through the hallway, and the gags are in between that, and then the next scene is literally the professor who's running the experiment. So it makes kind of sense even if there was no gags and it was just car, hallway, room, professor. It would make sense in a regular like film to have that structure. But in this one, it like there are points in it where I'm like, well that just isn't that fun, because it's like a Family Guy cutaway gag. Not even one of the good ones. Like a season 15 Family Guy cutaway gag.
They seem to value telling the same joke over and over again rather than just like having different things.
Yeah. A
great example is, and this isn't spoilers because we already said it, but we do see sort of like the kids of the main characters from the first 2 films. And you have the daughter of Brenda and you have the daughter of Cindy. We spend so much time with Cindy's daughter, who kind of is one note. Her whole thing is that she kind of does a good impression of Cindy.
Yeah.
And it's fun, but it's like, she doesn't really have a character beyond that. She
does drugs a lot.
Yeah, she does drugs a lot, but she just has conflict with everyone, especially her mother, for no sort of reason. And it just kind of gets exhausting that they just keep making the same joke, which is, this is about me. No, it's not about you, Mom. It's about me. Well, we'll see. That's kind of the joke. It's just constant conflict for no reason. And then we look at Brenda's daughter, who gets one kind of joke right in the beginning, which is it's a funny gag, but then she get a joke with her again, and then she disappears. That's her one joke, and then she disappears, and then she comes back for
in that one scene from the trailer.
Yeah, where she dies.
Yeah.
That's all we see of her. She had some funniness there. There was some stuff to maybe play with, but no, they just didn't use her. Instead, we kept seeing Cindy's daughter doing the same thing over and over.
But I think if they kept them in, then it would be the same joke over and over, like they did with the other trans character.
I see what you're saying, but what I would have liked it to be is, because I think this character, from what the little bit we got about them, was more about like, you know, African American women's study kind of vibe. So we could have taken a little bit away from Cindy's daughter.
Yeah.
So instead of just having 70% Cindy's daughter being conflict and doing nothing but an impression.
Yeah.
And then that like 20% that trans man, and then 10% Brenda's son.
Yeah.
Instead, you could have balanced it and had a little bit more of that African American studies gags type of like feminist stuff, and then like taking a little bit less from Cindy. That's what I'm saying. I would have rather had more balance.
Like, one of my notes is they don't utilize their characters very well. Specifically, I'm thinking of Ray, because like he doesn't have that many good jokes. He flip flops a lot, because you think from the trailer, oh, only half gay, oh, he's out, like, you know, that's gonna be funny, because then the whole thing will be something else, something new.
Also, it'll be development.
But they find a way to just put him back in the same box, doing the same jokes he was doing 20 years ago. And it's like, nostalgia can carry you far, but only so far.
We want to see the characters progress. We've seen that kind of with Cindy and Brenda.
Yeah.
That they've changed in life.
Yeah.
Ray starts the first film where he has that moment with the other villain where it's like, oh, we're gay. And Ray's like, no, we're not. Why do you think we're gay? Completely in denial. And in the second film, he's trying to be in a heterosexual relationship with Brenda. And
but he's gayer.
Yeah, and he's trying to masculinize her, make her dress like a football player. And the funny thing...
That's the first one.
That's the second one? Is that the first one?
That's the first one.
Oh, that's amazing then. So in the first one, he's trying to masculinize her.
Yeah.
But he does it in the second film too. But not with the football outfit, but he does... try to make her more aggressive.
But he's almost more openly gay. You know, when he strokes the guy on the head,
because
when he's like,
we see him fuck the clown.
Yeah.
We don't see that in the first film. We just hear about what apparently happened with him and the other guy.
And now we've gone back to just hearing about his gayness. And it's like it would have been funnier if they, you know, he just progressively got more gay, you know?
Yeah. And they open up with him on this gag of like, oh, I'm, you know, conversion therapy. I'm no longer gay, which is fine. If you want to go with that, then go with it. Give us those jokes.
Yeah.
Show us someone who's clearly in denial, but they don't really give us that.
No.
And he doesn't deliver his lines very well. I don't know what was going on with him.
I don't know. Like, I think it would have been funny after that gag to have him be like, actually, no, I'm going to be gay now. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
Or something like that. Or something that will happen. Or he just, you know, maybe he gets tempted back to the dark side with a really nice man ass or some shit. Like, something silly to kind of do something new with it. Because, like, yes, scary movies fun. Everybody loves the first two scary movies. But it's like, you can't just repeat that over and again. Because that's what you found with Scary Movie 3 and 4. That's why they didn't do well, you know?
Yeah. Because
they repeated a lot of the same beats. When they knew that Cindy and Brenda were very, like, you know, they would grab people and make money, but then they realised it's not making as much money, so then that's when they tried to do something new with Scary Movie 5, and that just fucked up completely.
Yeah.
And speaking of, I don't think, like, because the thing is this movie has a lot of charm to it, because of Cindy and Brenda's, like, interactions. They all have, you know, whenever they're together, it's, like, gold. But they don't do that as much as they should in this movie. Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, I'm going back to the fact that they don't utilise the characters enough, because, again, there's no Cindy and Brenda hijinks, as it were, like the first couple ones.
No. And
there's way too much of characters we don't give a fuck about. Sorry, who is missing Doofy? Yeah. I get that it works with the Scream 5 and 6 parody, I get that, but, like, who gives a fuck? We haven't...
Make it a mini cameo.
A mini cameo and move on. And, like, you would expect, because he's all over the posters and in a lot of the trailers, that the guy with the hand would be in loads more of it. He's not. He's in, like, 2 scenes, and one of them is during the credits.
And not even a scene. He's just in a shot, and then he's in the credits, the after credits. That's not even a spoiler, just to say where he is. Yeah. It's not a spoiler to say what's not in the film.
It's not, like, it's just...
We're trying, guys.
Like... It feels like they kind of understand what the appeal is, but then they're like, nah, people like this more instead.
It doesn't make sense.
It feels
because it feels more, and you've said this, but it feels more like 3 and 4.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like 1 and 2, and it's confusing because the whole point is, it's back in the hands of 1 and 2.
Yeah.
But you've made it in the style of 3 and 4.
And I'll tell you this, so, first of all, like, there's just so much you can say about it. Like, there's so many, like, references that don't make, like, any sense to anyone. Right? Like, there are references we didn't get. And I'm like, well, these are the ones we should get, because we're adults now. Like, I shouldn't... Fair enough, I didn't get all the references from the first 2, fine. But the one that's coming out now, then I should know that all the references. But I don't, and I'm looking them up, and I'm like, who the fuck knows some of this? They referenced Worldstar. I haven't heard about Worldstar since I was 14.
Yeah, Worldstar doesn't have the grip it once had. Like, that was the 20-teens.
They're showing their unk.
They're not who they used to be. So it's like, okay. They really are showing the unk. And can I just say, one of the things about the references, again, trying to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but in the past, what they had done is they would find things that fit into the narrative of the film or the narrative of the horror and find a way to do it in a reference way or in a non-horror movie reference way.
Yeah.
But in this film, they not only reference so many like non-horror films, which is fine, but they create dilemmas just to do the reference. And it falls so incredibly flat and it feels so random that it's like and this is why it feels like Epic Movie, because Epic Movie does this. But it's just like you just made this dilemma, this mini little dilemma, just so that you could do one little slight reference to a random non-horror film. Why do we need it? Yeah. Just cut it out. Save me the time so I can go home earlier.
And I'll tell you this, because I'm just going to I have to say this because, like, otherwise I'm going to forget. But, like, I spoke before about how I felt like it had boxed itself in by using this plot and putting these characters back where they were in the first one, or keeping them very much to a single horror movie reference for each character. But they also do this thing where they start posturing as offending everybody, like, again, with the woke things. And by doing that, by constantly thinking, yeah, I'm offending everyone, like, you've lost your edge completely. Because in the past, they would just offend people. Now they have to say they're offending people.
Because they're not offending anyone.
No, because everybody's fucking bored. Was it? We watched it.
I'd rather it be offensive. Because at least I would feel something. Like, make it offensive. Make me literally go, oh, whoa. Because at least I would feel more than what I did.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't funny and it wasn't offensive.
Well, we watched it with your partner and I looked over to my right and he was fucking asleep for 10 minutes of the movie. How you fall asleep in the cinema? Like, do you know what I mean?
The homophobia was too weak. It was too weak. He fell asleep. Okay, we can't go on too long because this is a fright bite. We don't want to spoil anything. I will say I gave it a 2 out of 5.
That's very generous.
I know it is.
I gave it like half a star.
It's just because I know that, like, once it's on streaming or something, I'll be able to put it on and it'd be nice, like, comforting background.
Fair enough.
This is so bad. But also just because, again, like, they didn't explore some of the best parts of it.
Yeah.
But some of my favorite parts, and I said this to you, like, was the reunion of the main four.
Yeah.
Especially Brenda and Cindy. That one moment when they reunite literally warmed my heart. And, like, I was excited to be there. Explore that.
There are points where I think this gag is going to be fucking gold. This interaction is going to be great. And then it just shits the bed. Yeah. 99% of the time.
And that's the thing, it's so obvious. Because it's like, oh, this is obviously going to go here because that's the most hilarious and best outcome for this. And they don't do it over and over again. I'm like, that's why I said, like, how upon, like, a second, third look from anyone on set did they not go, oh, wouldn't it just be better to do it like this? Or doesn't this need to be slightly... Where are the people? Where are the people? Where are the people?
Anyway, we can't say more without fucking spoiling the whole movie.
Go watch it. Support the cinema.
Congratulations to the Wayans for getting their franchise back.
We're very happy about that.
I really do hope you get a 7th, but just make it better than this one, please. What did you think about the new Scary Movie? Did you like it? I'm glad. I hope you did like it, because that you would have had a better time than us. Yeah. We're Literally Dead Podcast. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts. YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Letterboxd. Like, share, subscribe, tell a friend. We love you. Bye.
See you in the next one.